everybody, and welcome once again to another episode of Bill Has Opinions, the drinking show with a Gen X problem. And I can't believe I still have to look at that to read it. I'm Laura Lavoie, and I'm joined, as always, by Bill Perkins, who has opinions.
I do. I have them.
How are you doing, Bill?
I'm doing all right. As I was telling you before the show, my son started college this week, and I went up to see him on Saturday. Briefly, he was being... He's being very flaky, and he was like, hey, I need you to come up on Saturday and see me and bring me some things and stuff. And then I get up there Saturday, and it turns out he's got like a full slate of shit to do all day Saturday. So I came all the way to Lynchburg, Virginia, which is about a 5-hour drive, to basically have breakfast with him and go to the grocery store and then be like, okay, well, I'll see you around.
Oh,
and then drive all the way home. I tried to stop at since I was like blowing my Saturday. I was like, well, shit, I'll stop at a brewery somewhere along the way, right? Or maybe go for a hike or some damn thing. So I drove, and I was like, I didn't really feel like going for a hike, I guess. Or maybe I did, but I didn't know where to go. So I just kept driving towards the house. And I was passing through Winston-Salem, and I said, oh, fuck, I'll go here. There's a brewery here I'll go to. So I pull off in Winston-Salem, and I go to Foothills Brewery.
Oh, yeah.
And wouldn't you know, they're having staffing issues, and they weren't open.
Oh.
So that sucked. But other than that, I'm doing well. So that's, you know.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
I'm sorry too, because, you know, but I did, but sorry, Friday night I did go to a brewery in Roanoke, Virginia.
Oh, did you go to Parkway?
No, I went to one called Golden Cactus, and it was pretty cool. It shared a building with a huge gaming store, and there were so many people gaming in the gaming store. Actually, kind of unsafe. It was actually believe it or not, worse than the brewery for people being in close proximity with no masks on.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, there's one in Roanoke or just outside of Roanoke called Parkway Brewing that I love. I've been there a few times.
I've had some beer from Parkway when I stopped at another place in Virginia like several months ago when we were looking at colleges. So I've had some of their beer. However, I've not been to the brewery before.
Yeah. When I was the first time I went to their brewery, I was driving up to Roanoke because I was doing a speaking gig there. And so I was going up by myself, and I got there before I could check into my hotel. So I looked around to see what breweries were there, and I went to this brewery. And I was sitting there, and I worked in there, which is super awesome when you work for yourself and you can work in a brewery. Mm-hmm. But that was the day that the announcement was made that Wicked Weed in Asheville got sold to Budweiser.
Right.
And like I saw it on Facebook, and 2 seconds later I heard the bartenders talking about it. It's like, man, news travels fast.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, so Roanoke is like Asheville like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I think they do spend a lot of time in Roanoke looking at what goes on in Asheville.
Yes.
Because the towns are very similar, and because it's a predictor kind of what's going to happen to them.
Right. So they're trying to figure out what not to do.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, like the real estate prices in Roanoke are already kind of taking off and going nuts. I was talking to the bartender at this brewery, and we had a whole conversation about the similarities and the differences between Asheville and Roanoke. And, you know, and I said, you know, I see them as very similar. The layout of Uptown is very similar. You got some of the same stuff. There's a Mass General store.
Yeah,
all that,
exactly.
You know, all the same sort of shit you see in all these mountain towns. So I don't know, you know, 10, 15 years ago. I mean, they've got 6 or 7 breweries right now already. So I guess, you know, in 10 years they'll probably have 40 or more.
Right.
Anyways,
let's talk. Speaking of breweries, let's talk about what we're drinking. And for the first time, I think ever, we are actually drinking the same things on today's show.
It's crazy.
So first, I know that before the show, the camera's over there now. We have a fancy new setup now, and I can't just put it in front of the computer because we actually have a real camera. So there it is. This was one we brought back from Michigan.
Yeah.
Pigeon Hill Brewing Company, Catalina Mexican Lager. And it's sort of a straightforward Mexican lager, but with it
had a sort of a sweet fruity finish that was some sort of like, it tasted like a stone fruit almost a little. It was sweeter. I told her most of the time Mexican lagers, if they have any kind of fruity, it's usually lime. This one was not lime. It was something else. But it doesn't say anywhere on the can what the fruitiness is.
Yeah, we were going to look it up, but then we got sidetracked by something because that's what we do.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
But now we both have, because we gave in, so we're gonna tell you. It is almost September now.
It is.
But
it's true.
The Oktoberfests, which technically in Germany, Oktoberfest starts in September, so it's okay in September. But the American Oktoberfest come out earlier and earlier every year.
It's Septemberfest here.
And this freaking
starts in August.
This freaking thing came out in July. I know because I had one in July. It's a Clawhammer Oktoberfest, but it is my favorite Oktoberfest. I can say with certainty by a Highland Brewing Company.
Okay. It is, you know what? It's my second favorite beer that Highland makes.
Yeah.
It is not my favorite Oktoberfest, but it is pretty high up there. I'd say it's in the top 5. It's a pretty damn good Oktoberfest. I've told you that I feel that that's actually one area that Sierra Nevada excels in, is making Oktoberfest beers.
They do a good one, yes.
And then I've had a couple other ones that I liked also, but this is up there. It's pretty good.
I had a couple in Michigan while we were up there, and from some pretty big breweries. And I actually didn't like much at all, and I don't want to badmouth the brewery because it's one of the big ones, but it was Founders. But
was it just too caramelly?
I know it actually was just too beery. Like it didn't really have much of a flavor.
It's also a lot of Oktoberfests are either too caramel or too malty or something. Yeah. And you can, and I know that's part of the style kind of, but
sure.
At the same time, some of them they just lean too sweet, you know, and you go, eh.
Yeah, and this one was too. Maybe you would have liked it. It just was too boring for me. And then I had the Bell's Oktoberfest.
Well, thanks for the compliment.
Well, it just, I don't know, maybe you would have a different flavor profile from it. But, and then I had the Bell's Oktoberfest, which is very good, but I still like this one better.
Yeah. This is a pretty good one. Like I said, I'd probably put it in the top 5.
It's good. But after we finish these at some point we're going to switch gears altogether and go to an IPA. We both have the 1985 IPA, which we have both had on the show before, and it remains, I think, a top beer for us.
Yeah, and one of the 3 or 4 IPAs I actually like. So
yeah, it's really fruity and it's super good.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 out of 10. All right. So, but this show is not about beer. Sometimes they're about beer, but this one is not about beer.
I mean, yeah.
They're always about beer. That's literally what we do. That's the point of the show, by the way. So if you recommend the show to people, #OpinionGig, tell them to drink.
Do tell them that. Unless they're trying to be sober, in which case, don't. But,
maybe we're not the show for them.
I would maybe even say that.
But today's show is actually about snacks.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of snacks here. We got some Cheez-Its to munch on. We got some pretzels to munch on.
Yes.
And we've got some chocolate-covered almonds that I can't really put without spilling. Show on the camera. So, alas.
Yeah.
But and viewer, we want to hear from you while we are chatting here. We want to hear about snacks, your favorite snacks, the kind of snacks you like, the kind of snacks, like Jay said, beer goes with snacks, or snacks go with beer. Either way, really.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I wanted to preface the show by saying, I guess it's obvious because you just showed what we had, but I wanted to be specific and say we're talking about snacks as in small things that you eat between meals and not snacks in the modern vernacular of there's a person I'd like to have sex with.
Correct. Yes, I understand that to be true, but we're Generation X. So that's not really a terminology we use ever.
No, I've never referred to a person as a snack. That's not a thing I'll say. But I'm aware that the kids say it. So I just wanted to clear that up.
Oh, the kids these days and their words.
It's like the English language is meaningless.
Hey, newsflash, it's always been meaningless, as it turns out.
I like to think it had some sort of, it's like one of the few things I'm grasping onto is that these words have meaning, and then people take a word like literally and make it not mean literal anymore. And then I'm like, well, now what do I have? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm already, a mild nihilist, but that really brings it home when you ruin the language so that words don't mean anything anymore.
That is fair. But to go back to the words that do have meaning, can you give us a monologue? What do you have to say about snacks?
Oh, well, This is funny because normally I just saw like, here's my history with whatever, and I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was like, well, that's sort of funny because like my history with snacks. I will just mention that when I was growing up, I was a portly child. I stayed indoors mostly.
I was also an indoor
I watched
kid.
a lot of TV. And most of the time I watch TV with a bowl of something in front of me.
No. To be honest, I still do that.
I don't do it as much as I used to. But oh my God, I'll tell you, like when I was a kid, you know what I do? I'd get the whole loaf of bread and the jar of mustard, and I would sit in front of the fucking TV and I'd make mustard sandwiches.
Dear God.
While I watch Billigan or Bewitched.
Please
whatever.
stop. Please stop, because that sounds awful. How is that? It's a balanced meal brought to you by mustard and Wonder Bread.
It wasn't one. No, it was whole wheat bread.
Well,
we get Roman meal. I mean, I've never been a white bread fan. But anyway,
our live studio audience tuned in specific. There's a mosquito in the house. What the fuck is that?
no, you're the snack.
No, I'm the snack. It did not want to have sex with me, mind you. It just literally wanted to eat me. But our live studio audience, consisting of Matt and the cat, he tuned in real quick to be able to comment. So gird your loins, people. A comment is coming. No, and I do want to say, though, about this show that I am actually... he loves sandwiches and mustard, but that sounds like edible death. And I think that's fair. I think if you tried to eat that for the rest of your life, you would starve to death.
I mean, I don't eat it anymore.
Well, that's fair.
For reasons. But so, you know what? I think I graduated to mustard sandwiches. I started out, I was eating Miracle Whip sandwiches prior to that. And then at some point, I got burned out on Miracle Whip. I was like, oh my God, it's just so sweet and rich, And I was like, I don't need this. And so I stopped. And so that lets you know I come from a Miracle Whip family. I know down here in the South, most people are, oh, Duke's is the shit, But no, my family actually liked Miracle Whip, which is like a cross between mayonnaise and Cool Whip or something.
It's disgusting. It's what it is. And I will say, if you want to go back, our very, very first episode ever was about condiments. We discussed this because I will tell you, I did not like Duke's, but I am a transplant. But for me, it's all Hellman's. Like Hellman's.
So have you ever had a Hellman's sandwich though?
Not solely with bread and Hellman's.
Okay, well,
usually it's mixed with some sort of protein.
Sometimes it was that, and sometimes it was an entire box of Rice Krispies and a mixing bowl, and I'd pour the Rice Krispies, and I would eat the equivalent of maybe 4 servings of Rice Krispies while I watched the TV show. Yeah,
that's fair. I still to this day snack a lot on dry cereal because I grew up eating dry cereal as a snack. So. Like, I actually don't like Cheerios with milk, but I'll snack on Cheerios.
Dry Cheerios are the shit. I actually, sometimes if I'm just having a carb craving, that's a go-to for me. Because I feel like it's one of the better, like it's oats.
And it's healthy.
It's high in fiber, and it claims it's good for your heart.
Yeah, right? It says it right on the box.
So I'm just like, fuck. Well, then if I'm having like a Jones for some carbs, I'll just grab a handful of Cheerios and eat them, and then I feel better. Yeah, that being said, I snacked a lot as a child, and I was like what they called husky back in the day, which was, funny because then when I got to like junior high, the coaches would always come around and be like, how come you didn't go out for football? Because they wanted me to be like,
right on the line.
Yeah, right on the line.
You're just a big guy that's stop people.
Yeah, exactly. They always wanted me to be center or something.
Knowing you now, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
No, it used to happen a lot when I was that age, though. Because I was one of the bigger kids in school for that reason. Because I was just husky.
Which is what they called boys, because girls did not have that luxury. If a girl was fat in school, she was not called husky.
Well, it was not a compliment.
Oh no, but it still has a better connotation.
No, I get that it's not like overtly, mean, but you're aware that it's just a fucking euphemism for fat.
That's true. That's true.
So
I had a friend. This is a total sidetrack. I will not play our sidetrack bumper, but I had a friend in elementary school. His name was Sarah, and her initials spelled SAL. And for some reason, the mean kids, the bullies, decided that because her initials spelled SAL, that they should the nickname for her should be Salad. But she was a big girl. I mean, she was always a very large girl. So they would chase her out on the playground, call her Fat Salad. And I'm like, are you literally that dumb? Like, that is the stupidest bully nickname I've ever heard in my entire life. Just dumb.
it is kind of dumb.
It's just dumb.
Although, so was Perky Turkey.
I mean,
if you think about it, which I haven't been called since I was probably in second grade.
Now you will be.
That's a second grade type.
Now I know. Now you told me.
It doesn't hurt my feelings. It's stupid. I'll just think you're stupid for saying it.
That's fair. That's fair. No, I've worn glasses since I was 8, so I heard all the stupid ones. But this show is not about bullying.
No, it's not. Although snacks can lead to bullying, and that's the point that I was trying to make.
It's a long way around.
If you become a portly child from eating a lot of snacks, you probably will be bullied.
That's fair.
Unless you're also a very tall and broad child, in which case you can be the bully.
It's true.
I was only a medium-sized husky child, so there were bigger kids than me that did the bullying usually.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, we should probably take a quick station break before we get into the rest of the show. Okay. But I do have a quick teaser for everybody. We have a very special episode coming up next Monday.
Oh, yeah, this is the one where I have sex for the first time. It goes horribly awkward.
We also address teen suicide and homosexuality. But no, specifically next week, because we get, as you may or may not know, we did this last year. We get very excited about a certain event called Dragon Con that takes place in Atlanta every year. This year, against all of our better judgment, we're actually going to Atlanta, and we'll see what actually happens.
We're doing the thing, and we're going to see what transpires.
We're going to see what happens. But last year we did virtual Opinion Con last year, and we're going to do in-person Opinion Con this year. So next Monday, tune in. It'll be a very special episode. And the reason I mentioned that is because Matt wanted to point out that we will have Jay with Toast, who is currently sitting on Matt's lap and is a live studio audience. So Jay is coming down.
It'll be like a full house.
It will be.
Except there won't be any Dave Coulier.
Damn it.
Yeah.
No Uncle Jesse?
No.
Damn it. All right. So anyway, that's that. But also, let me get over here, and we're going to, since we're talking about snacks, I thought the best one to talk about here would be the Purple Onion.
Oh, yeah, you can get a snack there. They got a reasonable, good appetizer menu. You can get some like a cheese plate or a.
Ooh, I like a cheese plate.
Yeah, they got a good cheese plate, and they've got some other tapas type things and some. I think there's like a hummus plate and pimento cheese, man. I can't forget pimento cheese. That's a crowd favorite there. They've got the black bean dip. They've got the crab au gratin.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes with some like crusty breadsticks, that's pretty good.
So I actually meant to tell you last week, and while we were in Michigan, I had some pimento cheese. And of course, while I sat at the table with my sister and brother-in-law, I did inform them that pimento cheese is the caviar of the South. But it was actually pretty good. It was at Bell's Brewery, and it was actually quite tasty. So, But if you're not in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and can't go to Bell's Brewery, if you're in Saluda, North Carolina, or nearby, go to the Purple Onion and get you some pimento cheese.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be glad you did.
You will be. It's very good. All right. That's enough of that. And sneak back up here. All right, so now we're going to get to actual snacks, right?
Yeah.
So we have here our selection, right? We've got the pretzels, we got the Cheez-Its, and we've got the chocolate-covered almonds. Well, they're not chocolate-covered. They're like chocolate-dusted.
Right.
Do you like those?
I haven't had them yet. I'm still working on the salty.
Oh, right. Okay, that's fair.
First of all, I'll say this. I'm a bigger fan of salty snacks than sweet snacks. And I said I don't snack as often as I used to. Snacks now mostly there's a couple of occasions, and I think you wanted to get one of these road trips, obviously, because you don't feel like stopping.
Yep.
Usually, so you take a bunch of snacks so that you can continue driving without a bunch of stops. And so I'll snack when I'm road tripping. I'll snack when I watch a movie. Sometimes I'll sit down and snack. And then once in a while at work, if I've had like a very, I don't know, piddly sort of shitty microwave thing, an hour or two later,
you'll have another. If the microwave fails you and you have the shitty microwave food and you have to throw it out, then you eat a handful.
Not just that. It's just also the microwave meals tend to be very small portions, like that aren't very filling sometimes. Like so you'll eat them and then like 2 hours later you're like, oh my god, that was not very filling.
That's fair.
So then I'll go, oh, you know what? I'll augment that with a little handful of some snack food, which I keep in my desk drawer. But outside of those times, I don't really snack as much as I used to. But sometimes at a bar, I guess I'll snack at a bar when you're drinking.
Well, they give you that like Gardetto's mix sometimes.
Yeah,
just like put it out
is
there.
Good shit, by the way. I mean, that's a snack I do like. Is I'll say that, or the one you get at the Fresh Market, or if you've got a one of them fancy hippie organic grocery places. You go and you buy the little thing, and it's got the either the mix or just the sesame sticks. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I
do like the garlic sesame sticks.
Oh my god,
it's singular.
Yeah, I can just eat those like they're going out of style. Those things are delicious.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you. But I like both salty and sweet, and sometimes together. But I know you don't because we already had the whole trail mix conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want chocolate in your trail mix. I don't want trail mix in my chocolate, frankly.
Well,
but
to be fair, my trail mix is still sweet and salty because it's got peanuts and it's got fruit.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Then you got the natural.
I just don't want chocolate in it because chocolate is candy,
which is separate from snacking.
Yeah, candy is like empty calories. That's like a whole other fucking thing. Yeah, I don't consider candy a snack. Candy's like, I'm going to eat a bunch of goddamn sugar, and 10 minutes later, it's meaningless, right? Because sugar will only give you that little pep for a minute, but it won't satiate a hunger for real. Like, you can't eat like a bag of gummy bears and be like, oh, I had lunch,
Right.
So
fair. And I once had somebody ask me, I did a consultation with a natural healer in town, mostly because I was going to, not because I wanted to, but I was going to do blogging for her. So she did a consultation, so I understood what it was that she did. And she asked me, do you prefer salty snacks or sweet snacks? And I was like, my real answer was, yes, please. Like, just give me the snacks. And I realized that wasn't what she was looking for. And then what I realized was what I actually really crave. Like, when I crave snacks, I want fat. Like, give me some cheese or some goddamn butter. And I'm like, I'm
with you on that because I do eat a lot of cheese as a snack. I don't even consider it snacking, actually. I just walk past the refrigerator.
It's just an extra cheese.
Yes, exactly. I just walk past the refrigerator and I go, what's in here for a second? Oh shit, there's cheese. And I'll just like cut off a little chunk of cheese and I'll eat it. And I'm good for another hour before whatever the meal is. And
Exactly.
So I don't even, sometimes I don't even think about that. Although, I mentioned a cheese plate or pimento cheese, I do consider a snack. It has to be like it's not a percentage snack. If it's just a slice of cheese,
that's not a snack.
Like a single, like one Kraft single, that's not even a snack.
Well, also I would argue that one Kraft single is also not cheese.
Not even a cheese. But how about a cheese stick? I ate a cheese stick.
Oh yeah, like a string cheese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, not just a cheese. I got the Colby.
Oh yeah, the Colby cheddar ones that are like, or the Colby, Monterey.
Yeah, we got those at the house, and they're for the kids, for my grandchildren. But I'll walk past the fridge all the time and just steal one.
I buy those. I don't have children, and I buy cheese sticks.
They're awesome. It's just enough cheese for a helping, right? Mm-hmm. Like for a cheese snack. Although, again, I didn't even consider it a snack. It's just I'm passing the refrigerator.
That's fair. That's fair. I actually recently bought like the low-fat string cheese, and I ate one string of one and threw the whole package away. I was like, this is not worth it. It was like eating plastic. I'm like, this is not worth it. If I'm going to eat fucking cheese, I'm going to eat cheese.
I don't fuck with low-fat cheese.
I tried, and I gave up. I stopped.
Low-fat cheese, and even worse, non-dairy cheese.
Yeah, that's not for me.
No, we're like, if you like it, or if you have a dairy problem and you've relegated yourself to that, I'm not trying to diss you or anything. Like, I get it. You got your thing. More power to you. But it's not for me. If anybody actually has a suggestion for a good non-dairy cheese, I believe the Purple Onion is actually looking for one non-dairy cheese to be able to offer people.
Right.
So throw your suggestions out there because it's a thing that they're interested in.
Yeah, tell your vegan friends to watch this episode and recommend their cheese.
Right.
So do that. That'd be great. #opinion gang. So.
But aside from cheese, I want to talk about some things we got here.
Okay.
In a minute.
All right. Well, we get a
cheese.
We get a cheese-based snack.
Yes, cheese crackers, which are delicious. Also, I like Cheez-Its. I like all the flavors of Cheez-Its. They've got like 17 varieties, I believe.
I am a purist.
Have you had the Parmesan?
I have, and I do not like them.
Oh.
I like same with Goldfish, like just straight up cheddar, like just the plain cheese flavor.
Okay, because I was going to bring up Goldfish about pretzels. When I was a kid, Goldfish made pretzels too.
That's true. They still do.
I can't find them anywhere. I've been looking.
I've seen them.
Well, give me a bag when you see them.
Okay.
I've been looking for the Goldfish pretzels because I find that after Sticks, the Goldfish is probably my second favorite.
Of the shape of pretzels?
Yes.
All right, let's go back to pretzels in a second. I want to point out the Cheez-Its, though. Here's a question I have for you. These are not actually just plain old regular Cheez-Its, in spite of the fact that I said I am a purist.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, so tell me, what
kind of Cheez-Its we're eating?
Uh-huh. Stay tuned, people. What you got there? Silence falls over the podcast. All right. If you can guess this, I will make you a pizza tonight. As it turns out, I'm going to make a pizza anyway. Or Matt is when he goes to make the pizza. Because I don't think...
Is there a small, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of hot sauce or something in them?
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know.
They are whole grain Cheez-Its.
Whole grain cheese, okay.
See? But they don't taste any different from regular grain Cheez-Its.
The only thing that remotely tastes different, she tastes like the cheese is cooked more. Like it almost tastes like scalded cheese. You know what I'm talking about? Like which is better, by the way, than plain cheese. Like
it's true.
It's what they call the Maillard reaction, which is what happens to bread also when you toast it, which makes toast superior to bread.
Correct. Yes.
But cheese, when you cook it, also if you get it like brown, oh my God, like it's a whole other level. Like you thought you liked that cheese when it was regular, now you like it more.
Which also, by the way, so these are whole grain. So you're probably getting that like mouth feel of the whole grain that enhances the cheese that I would imagine. And I just buy them because, I don't know, they're whole grain. They seem healthier that way. But they do also have, in the Cheez-Its variety, the extra done, which means that they're like over-baked Cheez-Its, which you might enjoy.
I think I would absolutely enjoy those because of what I just said.
But back to the pretzels. So we have sticks here. I'm going to grab one before they're gone. Because Bill likes the sticks.
I do.
All right. So you asked me right before the show if I had a preferred shape. So obviously your preferred is sticks or fish. Okay. All right. I do have preferred shapes, and they are in this order, the following order. I like small stacking sticks like this, like the actual pretzel sticks. Next rung down would be the rods. I like a good old-fashioned pretzel rod.
Which is a thicker, like a
bread stick.
No,
it's the big pretzel rod. If I do this, it looks wrong, but they're the big pretzel rod.
She likes a big rod.
I like a big rod. And then from there, I will honestly eat any shape of pretzel, to be honest. Like if it's a pretzel, pretzels are one of my very favorite things. This is my preferred shape. Rods are my second preferred shape. After that, it kind of doesn't matter. But I do like, so they make Schneider's. So you actually asked this before the show too, because you said, do you have a preferred shape? I said, yes, and I have a preferred brand.
You prefer Schneider's?
Schneider's of Hanover's over anything else. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is, any other kind.
And then I brought up
rolled gold.
Mr. Salty, which I don't think exists anymore.
No.
They used to make really good pretzels back in the day.
So True. And Snyder's of Hanover makes a middle-sized, so it's slightly bigger than the stick. It's smaller than a rod. They call it their old-fashioned dipping sticks. Mm-hmm. And I also like those. So I really my preferred pretzel is any form factor of a stick.
Got you. Okay, so you don't like twists at all.
I mean, I'll eat them.
Bow ties, don't get me wrong. Twists, whatever you want to call them. Or, now I'll say my least favorite ones are the round ones that go in the Chex Mix.
I agree. I will eat them.
Yes.
But I do not prefer them.
In the context of Chex Mix. But they are the worst pretzel.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I completely. Or the square ones, like the grid.
Oh, yeah, the grid are also bad. Any of the ones actually in the Chex Mix are sort of like throwaway pretzels. The best, so in the Chex Mix, the best thing, number one, since we're on snacks, and I like Chex Mix. Chex Mix is delicious.
I freaking love Chex Mix. I can make a huge batch for myself and eat it all at Christmas time.
And I'm sure if you're making your own, you probably do things differently.
Correct.
I'm talking here about bagged Chex Mix that Chex puts out now.
Yes.
Number one, best thing in it, Melba Toast.
Mm-mm. No way.
Melba Toast.
No way. No. The non-wheat Chex. I like old school. I like the rice and the wheat, or the rice and the corn Chex. Those are my favorite.
I was gonna say my second favorite after the Melba Toast is the wheat Chex. The wheat Chex.
Oh, the wheat Chex. See, those are
my. The wheat Chex grabs all the fucking Worcestershire sauce.
They're the last on my list.
It hogs it, so it's the saltiest piece.
It's true. That's why I think why I don't like it.
Okay, and then thirdly, I like the little thing that looks like a little grub worm.
Oh yeah.
Little cracker.
But it's like a tiny breadstick.
It's like a tiny
breadstick. It has no flavor. It's just breadstick flavored.
Anyway.
Anyway, also, I don't know if I remembered. I kept thinking I was going to say this out loud, and I don't know that I ever did. Part of this is about a fact-finding mission. Like, I'm crowdsourcing snacks because we're about to go to Dragon Con in Atlanta.
Oh, so you're just trying to figure out what you want to take.
Well, right, and this year is going to be different than most years because we may not leave our room.
Oh, that's true. We're just going to hang out and drink and snack.
Mostly, yeah. So I want to. So two, because we have road trip snacks and vacation snacks on this list, and we're going to talk about those in a second.
Sure.
But I have snacks that I almost only ever eat at Dragon Con. And
absolutely.
One of them is we always buy the giant carton of goldfish. I almost never eat those any other time of year, but we buy the freaking goldfish.
But you're talking about the cheddar goldfish.
Cheddar, yes.
To you, that's the only goldfish there are.
Correct. I'm a purist.
But goldfish they make butter cracker goldfish.
They do, which I like in chili.
Okay.
But then it becomes
because those are basically, they're just oyster crackers that are shaped like a fish.
They're better than oyster crackers.
They're better than oyster crackers, actually, because oyster crackers are more dry and stale, and goldfish are like fresh in a bag.
I poured this very poorly.
Poorly.
Ha!
Anyway. Then I'm trying to segue here into something. Oh, but I want to say one more thing about pretzels before we move on. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, we like pretzels.
Oh, yeah, but we've been talking for the last few minutes about toasted pretzels, and I want to talk for a moment about actual
soft pretzels,
which are a very good snack.
Oh yeah.
Last week I was at the bottle shop over in Hendersonville, and they had a whole box sitting up on the counter of soft pretzels. And I said, how much are these soft pretzels? I said, are these for sale? And they said, of course they are. And I said, okay, what do you got? Well, they had several flavors of soft pretzels. They had some with bacon. They had some with cheese. They had some with different things in them. I just ended up with a plain one. But they were made by 7th Street Bakery in Hendersonville, I guess. They said, who dropped them off. And I was like, after tasting them, I was like, I bet these people make a really good bagel too, because they they had the kind of consistency of like a bagel almost. They were very chewy, kind of like like a little rubbery on the outside. You had to kind of like
right.
I don't know. It's funny. I don't like to chew most of my food. I pour cereal and then wait for it.
So when you're a little old man and you're in a nursing home and someone has to feed you, you're waiting for that.
Yeah,
Please just feed me pulverized versions of all my food.
Yet I'll be one of the few old men who still has his teeth, and the reason is I didn't waste them wearing them out on ridiculous chewing of things that didn't need to be chew. What I was going to say is that my only exception to that rule is I do like chewy bread. I love a good, I love focaccia and baguettes and bagels and pretzels. I like that shit to be tough as nails, right? Like, that's one thing I don't mind chewing. For some reason, bread can be chewy as fuck. Now, meat, yeah, go ahead and grind that up for me. Like, sausage, preferable to bacon. Hamburger, better than steak. That's the way I feel. Like, I don't want to fucking waste time chewing that shit.
You just want to bite and swallow, man. Bite and swallow. That's how we do this shit. So, all right. No, I agree with you because I love a New York style bagel, and almost everywhere has just I fucking put bread in a circle bagel. Like, and that pisses me off. Like, if you have a bagel shop that just makes... Oh,
I just made brown bread.
I just made brown bread. Like, that's bullshit. No.
It should be... You gotta at least boil that shit to make it chewy. Like, make it fucking chewy. If it's not at least a little chewy, I don't want it. Like...
I agree.
Yeah. No, so, yeah, I know what you're talking about, because there's a place I know, I'm not gonna name names, that does bagels, and they just do... It's just round bread.
It's just round bread.
And it pisses... Yeah, because it's not a bagel. It's like, fuck that shit. You didn't make a bagel. You wasted my time.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I do not like those. But so to the soft pretzel, so during the pandemic when everybody was baking because we all didn't have anything to do, especially at the very beginning, because I don't actually like baking. So I wanted to do like a lot of like simple ingredients, like 3-ingredient chocolate or 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies or whatever.
Right.
And there was a 2-ingredient bagel recipe.
And it was beer and flour, right?
No, it was Greek yogurt and self-rising flour.
Okay.
And I made it a bunch of times and do it because it's great. So I made the first time and made the bagels and they were delicious. I put salt on most of them. I think we had some everything bagel, spices you could do. They were great. But then as we were eating them as bagels, I was like, these would make great pretzels. So then after that, I was making pretzels out of them because they were really good. So they're not boiled, but they still have kind of that chewy consistency because of the ingredients, and they're really, really good. So do that.
I mean, like I said, and I love it when you go, sometimes you'll go to breweries and they'll have a handful of snacky foods. And one of the things they'll have is a soft pretzel. And around these parts, and like I said, because in Asheville, or the greater Asheville area, when you get a pretzel, as you know, a soft pretzel, you have 2 choices of toppings. You have cheese and you have mustard. And around these parts, if you have mustard, the mustard you have is Lusty Monk.
Lusty Monk. That's a local Asheville brand of mustard, and it is amazing.
It's whole seed mustard, and it is very piquant. It's like almost, but not quite wasabi piquant.
Yeah, it's horseradish. I mean, you're right. Yeah. It is like wasabi, but as it is horseradish, but it is very, very,
it's so good. And that they had that, this pretzel I had the other week had a little thing of Lusty Monk with it. So
if it comes with, so you asked me this question a while back and we never used it on a show because it just.
Oh yeah, because I asked you, did you like cheese or?
Yeah, cheese or mustard on my pretzels, or my soft pretzels, which do I prefer? And I actually have a very specific rule about that. If I am getting the soft pretzel at a county fair, for instance, I will do mustard because I can just squirt a little mustard on it and eat it. Because then I have a beer in one hand and I've got the pretzel and I can't dip.
Yeah, got
But if I can dip, 100% cheese sauce. Like that's, there's no question. Now, that being said, if they offer like a fancy mustard, like a Lusty Monk or something, I will do that. But like at a fair, your option is a cup of, canned nacho cheese or yellow mustard.
Right.
In which case I'll squirt some on and go about my
yellow
way.
Mustard is, and I know this isn't the condiment show, but I want to say, yellow mustard is the condiment you can't fuck up.
That's true.
I don't give a damn what brand you buy it or how cheap it is. Yellow mustard tastes the same no matter who makes it. It is 100% the same goddamn animal.
I agree. Completely agree. Absolutely. All right. So there are a couple of things, and before, what time is it? We got plenty. We got some time.
We got some time.
We got a little time. But what I wanted to, because you asked me before the show, did I have any Midwestern?
Oh, yeah.
Specifically. So we're going to transition the show for a minute. We're going to do a little Midwestern segment.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's do that. So you asked me specifically, we just got back from a trip from Michigan, right? So as far as snacks go, are there truly Midwestern snacks? And the two that I want to mention in Michigan, well, actually, most of our viewer are from the Midwest in one way, shape, or form. So there are two that I want to mention. One, if you live in the Detroit metro area, you get Better Made potato chips, which I know you have a potato chip thing. So we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we'll segue into that.
Better Made potato chips are potato chips that are made in Detroit. And they are apparently better made. Although the logo, it's actually made, M-A-I-D, and the little logo is a little girl in a bonnet, lady in a bonnet. She's apparently the maid.
She's better than the other maids?
I guess. But I'm going to blow your mind if you're from Detroit. I don't see a freaking difference between Better Made and like Lay's. I don't care. They taste like potato chips to me. Doesn't matter. So, meh. They're meh. Fully meh for me. And I grew up with Better Made. Like, that's what I grew up on. But I don't give any shits. Like, if I'm going with the potato chip, my potato chip of choice, Cape Cod. I actually do the low-fat ones, oddly enough. But the Cape Cod potato chips. Best potato chips. They're kettle cooked.
Kettle cooked, yes.
Best potato chips
in the world. Kettle cooked is a whole other, like, it's another level. I'll give you that. Okay. You were going to say one other Midwestern.
Oh, okay. Before we move on to potato chips. Well, this goes with potato chips.
Okay, very good.
So when we go to Minnesota to visit our friends in Minnesota, shout out to Minnesota, they have brought me, well, I learned about this by accident one time when someone had it while we were camping. And I swear to God, if somebody could package the shit and mail it to me, technically it's a condiment. I think we did talk about it on the condiment show, but it is a thing called top of the tater. So by definition, sounds like you should be able to just put it on top of potato, and you can. But we eat it like onion dip. Like,
sure.
The shit's like crack. Like, I can't even explain to you how amazing this stuff is. And so if anybody in Minnesota can mail it to us, we will try it on air.
Wink, wink, no. How about if they bring it to you in the next week?
For instance, as an instance, something that could possibly happen. We will definitely try it on air. And also, yes, I agree. For Cape Cod potato chips, the low fat are better because they are less greasy. And I do agree with that. They're less gross on your fingers.
So now I'm going to go off on my tangent about potato chips.
Yes, please.
So for many years, I have been kind of on this thing of like, I don't eat a lot of potato chips. And the reason I don't is because the ratio of bad for you to deliciousness on potato chips is really out of whack most of the time. For instance, I could eat creme brulee and it's equally bad for me as a handful of potato chips. A creme brulee tastes like it's that bad for me. I mean, it's literally a goddamn bowl of fat. Am I right?
Literally, yeah.
It's like a bowl of vanilla extract and fat mixed together. But it tastes like that. And whereas potato chips don't often deliver the same, they just don't equal out to the amount of stopping my heart that they're doing. They don't live up to it, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So for many years, I have kind of avoided potato chips for that reason. But recently, I have gotten to the point where now I've started to find like a couple of potato chips that I like, and some of them are maybe not kettle cooked, but some small batch, some
like locally made.
Yeah, there's a place in the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia called Route 11 Potato Chips, and whenever we're passing through there, we have a tendency to stop and buy some potato chips, and they make some really good potato chips.
There's another brand that's from like coastal South Carolina. I can't remember the name of it.
Matt telling me about him.
Matt bought he when he gets obsessed with a thing, he buys like a case of it.
Yeah.
And there was a brand of these potato chips, and we had them at a bar in like near Charleston, and they were so good. And he's like, I'm going home buying a case of them, and we did. They were really good. Yes. Yeah.
So some of that kind of stuff are really good. And so those are my exceptions to the rule. The other exceptions I have special flavors. I do have a couple flavors that sometimes I'm just craving. If I'm going to eat a mass-produced potato chip, salt and vinegar. Oh my God, I fucking love salt and vinegar potato chips. I will knock out a bag of those while I'm watching a movie. Sometimes this is a thing me and my son would do. We would watch a horror movie, and I'll just buy a thing of salt and vinegar potato chips, and I'll just we would just go between the two of us. We'd just knock out that whole bag. The other flavors I like, I believe Utz makes a Chesapeake Bay, their crab flavor. You know,
it's got the Old Bay on
seasoning.
it.
Yeah. That's a pretty good chip. Some barbecue chips I like, and some I don't. It depends on the specific, and not. It doesn't even equal up to my barbecue. It doesn't match my barbecue flavor taste.
Right. Yes.
I actually like Kansas City flavor barbecue chips, but I don't like Kansas City on meat. If that makes any sense at all.
That's fair. So it's funny, like with cheese snacks, such as Cheez-Its, and where I'm a purist, I'm also a purist for potato chips.
Okay.
Straight up potato chips with salt. I hate salt and pepper potato chips. Keep that shit away from me. I don't know why you would put pepper on a potato chip. It can die.
I don't know why you put pepper on a potato, period, unless it's hash browns. That's the only one that's acceptable.
I like black pepper fine enough, and I use it when I cook. But I don't love black pepper enough that I just want to put it on shit. Like I don't make a can of soup and put pepper on it. It's just not a thing I would do because I don't like it enough to do that.
Huh.
But I will cook with it because it
will spruce up a can of soup.
That's what they say, but I'll just eat the fucking can of soup like a normal person. All right, where are we here? Okay, so we had a specific, and we mentioned vacation snacks. So like I said, at Dragon Con, there are certain snacks that I only eat when we're at Dragon Con.
Right.
And one is the giant carton of goldfish.
Yeah.
We'll buy the big one. It literally looks like a giant milk carton.
Mm-hmm.
And you unfold the top.
I got you. You pour it out like milk.
Right. So you can you just pour a little handful when you want it and you're good to go.
What do we buy for a drink? I'm trying to think if I buy anything specific. I'm sure we do.
I know that Jay, if you're watching, I know Jay has some very specific.
I feel like he brings like one of those barrels of
pretzels or the
cheese puffs or
the
something.
Cheese puffs or the pretzels with the peanut butter in the middle.
Maybe something like that. Something in a barrel.
See, that's the thing when you share a room with Jay, so you don't need to bring snacks because I love you, Jay. But Jay will bring all the snacks.
He's a snack. He's a snacking fool. You know what? This is funny. Jay brought down 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember how long ago it was. He brought a sack, like a pillowcase full of. They were from Sam's Club or something. I don't know. A pillowcase full of wintergreen, Lifesaver mint.
Yes.
They were still at my house. And you know what? I don't like wintergreen, first off, so I haven't touched them. But my grandkids have discovered them, and they've been eating them lately. But there's still at least a half a sack of them, and they've been working on them.
That's fair. All right, so we got some updates. The potato chips in question, Low Country Kettle Chips. Those are the ones from the Charleston area, which I almost said Low Country Potato Chips because I was actually referring to the Low Country, but that's also apparently the brand. And the snack in question is PB-filled pretzels and Sour Patch Kids, which falls on your candy category versus snack.
It's candy, not a snack, but I do love some Sour Patch Kids. I love gummy bears and Sour Patch Kids both. But yeah, the sour ones are my favorites.
I don't know what you're referring to, Heather, but yes, they are. Let's just go with whatever you're saying. If you bring us top of the tater that we can eat on air live for a special show, we will. And if you can't bring us top of the tater, we'll still love you. But
that's true. We still love you.
Yeah. All right. Oh, rosemary and olive oil Triscuits.
Oh yeah, I love those. We've been buying those a lot lately. Those are salty and delicious.
So I imagine Sour Patch Kids are. If I'm guessing what's addictive, I'm saying Sour Patch Kids. Or maybe she was responding to the. I don't know what she's saying.
The kinds of snacks where you start eating them and you have to finish the bag. Usually it's things that are like salt and vinegar. It's got something with something with a very potent taste.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, once you stop eating it, it's going to start cooking your mouth.
Yes.
You're going to be like, my mouth tastes like salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
But you don't notice it while you're eating them, so you keep eating them.
Yes.
Same thing fucking Fuego flavored Takis. Have you ever had those?
No, I've thankfully never eaten the
Fuego
Taki.
Takis
I'm
are
familiar with Takis. But I've never eaten.
Fuego Takis are like super hot plus lime. Okay, so it's like lime and super hot pepper, and of course, you know, you eat them and eat them until you're done with the bag is what happens, and then tomorrow you get Taki's revenge.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, now I've seen you've eaten some of the almonds. How do you like the chocolate covered almonds?
I do like, I do like
chocolate dusted almonds.
Chocolate dusted almonds are great. I like almonds in general.
I may send you home with the chocolate dusted almonds.
You don't care for them.
What? We're taking them to Dragon. We've been told
to Dragon Con with them.
Yeah, we've been told we're taking them to Dragon Con. So
okay, very good.
Also, you are correct, Heather. Top of the tater is the shit. I will not argue with that. It literally is.
I don't know, so
Which is why someone from Minnesota has to try to sneak it on their luggage.
I keep getting told that it's
in their luggage. I don't know how they're going to do it, like, and keep it good, but.
Does it have to be refrigerated?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean,
even
it's like
before opening.
No, before opening. I guess that would be fine. I don't know because it's like a French onion dip, but better.
But is it in a jar? Or
no, it's in a tub. Like a tub, like you would get like French onion dip or cream cheese. Like you would find it in the dairy section.
Oh, so it probably does need to be
It probably should be refrigerated.
Okay.
But I don't care. If you bring it to me, I will eat it on the air, and then I will.
didn't know if it was like,
I'll just deal with the shits
French
after
onion
that.
dips too that are in a jar over on the potato chip aisle, and they're fine until you open them. In which case, then you should refrigerate them.
If you try, Heather, we will give you a free Bill Has Opinions sticker.
Also, Heather, I will give you a free New Belgium Domingo, which is a mimosa flavored beer that I have a whole 6-pack of because you said earlier this year that you would like to try that. So there.
All right, we'll see what happens, folks. We'll see if we get some top of the tater.
Yeah.
You've heard it here first. All right, so I did want to, so road trip snacks, and Jay, we love you. Jay has a very specific road trip snack. Like, so my road trip snack to, like, what I eat when I'm on a road trip, if I really need a snack, often we don't because our road trips are like 3 hours, so you don't need a snack then. I'm going further than that. Pretzel cheddar cheese combos.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't eat them any other time.
I do like combos. I usually get the pizza ones though. That's the ones I get. But I only ever eat combos if I'm on a road trip. Only ever. I would never touch those shits anywhere else.
Nope.
But if I'm on a road trip, I will stop it. Sorry, y'all.
Sorry.
Toast is being hilarious.
Toast walked right out in front of us and rolled over to show us her belly because apparently she wants attention. It was
cute.
Really cute. I wish I could have shown it to you.
Anyway, but I do, like, I never eat combos anytime except I'm on a road trip.
Yep, that's the only time
I eat those things.
No, that's absolutely true. But yes, on a road trip though, them's the shit.
Also, oftentimes, and I don't know if you noticed it, but in the upstate South Carolina area, which you have to pass through between here and Dragon Con, if you take the highway anyway, there are a series of service stations called QT.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with QT, having lived in Georgia for quite some time.
Okay, so QT has a very robust sort of a food court sort of thing going on there, and they've got all kinds of things. But man, they've got a pretty good donut selection too. So when
they do.
When we stop at the QT, I usually get they have a cup of donut holes.
Yes. Oh, I've had the donut holes. Oh, yes, I have had the cup of donut holes.
So that's a thing I do.
Because QT is UT. UT is University of Texas. QT, it stands for Quick Trip, and it's mostly a Georgia chain. I think there are some in South Carolina.
They're in the upstate area, like the Greenville, Spartanburg area of South Carolina.
But having lived in Georgia twice in my adult life separately, I'm very used to QT. And yes, the cup of donut, because it's literally like in a cup, like you would get like a Starbucks like Frappuccino in, or like a sundae, because it is the domed lid where you would normally put a straw. But instead, it's just full of donuts. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, I get that a lot. So that's the thing. Because we stopped at QT last time we went to Dragon Con with Jay. and I think I got donuts. I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh yeah. All right. So we did briefly talk after school snack, and I think we were kind of in.
Well, I started with that.
We did start with that, so that's on the list. I mean, you would eat a whole bowl of cereal
or a loaf of bread.
I remember
with some condiments.
Yeah, you would. I remember when I was, especially in the winter, which of course most of the school year is in the winter in Michigan because Michigan. So like literally, like I started school in August and I ended school in June, and from like from September to May would be winter. So I remember every day I came home from school, my mother would make me hot chocolate with marshmallows, not whipped cream, marshmallows. And I would have a small snack of something to go with it, usually like a cookie or something.
Okay.
But I remember that almost every day.
Did you have Little Debbie's?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, Little Debbie, greater than Hostess.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Second, what's your favorite Little Debbie?
I like the Swiss cake rolls.
Swiss cake rolls?
Yeah.
That's probably my top 5. I will say, let me see, first. Okay, so they got one called Figaroos, and I'm probably like an outlier on liking Figaroos. Okay. They're exactly Fig Newtons except moist. Like if you didn't make
like cake, like more like a cake.
More like a cake, because Fig Newtons taste like sawdust and figs, right? Mm-hmm. And so the Figaroos by Little Debbie are actually preferable to Fig Newtons, because it's like, what if you made these but made them good?
It's a thought experiment. The people at Little Debbie were like, Fig Newtons suck. What if we made them but good?
So Figaroos are like good Fig Newtons. Try them if you haven't tried them. If you like Fig Newtons at all, or fig things, Matt should try them. He likes figs.
Oh, Matt loves figs.
He should try Figaroos.
All right. I don't honestly remember Figaroos. Like maybe they weren't available in the Midwest.
Maybe not. I don't know. Secondly, Nutty Bars. That's
Nutty Bars. Yeah.
Those are the peanut butter wafers with the chocolate on top. Oh my God.
I haven't had those in years. Oh, they were so good.
We're gonna bring some of these to DragonCon.
Okay.
Let's see. Star Crunch, pretty good. But I would say Star Crunch is below Swiss Rolls. My three favorite. I'd say Figaroos, then Nutty Bars, then Swiss Rolls, then Star Crunch, and then your generic zebra cakes or whatever the fuck. Which all taste like all their cakes taste the same. They taste like somebody dumped candle wax on top of a cupcake.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So I do have to say, so a couple times this year as we were moving back to Asheville, I came up by myself, and I would leave the house and I'd forget to eat breakfast because I was just like frazzled from moving, right? And I'd forget to eat breakfast. So I would stop, and it wasn't a quick trip, it was a racetrack. But right after you got off the expressway out of Atlanta, there was right there was a quick trip or a racetrack. And I would go in, and the first time I did it, I went in and I was like, all I want are like the little Hostess donuts. You know, the little wax chocolate covered donuts.
Right.
That's what I wanted for breakfast. I went and they did not have that shit. There were none of them. Huh. So I got some Swiss cake rolls because that's what they had, and I ate them for breakfast.
And they're like 25 cents for a single pack, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. So, and then the next time I did it again, and I knew I stopped at the same place, and I'm like, maybe they'll have the Hostess donuts. They did not, as it turns out. So I recently had a bunch of that. Oh my God. Breaking news, folks. Breaking news. Matt has just bought a case of the Low Country Carolina kettle chips because of this damn show. So we are going to have those at DragonCon. And we are definitely going to do a show.
I hope you got some salt and vinegar.
We'll see. We don't know. I want to tell everybody, because we are coming up on the end of this show. I want to tell everybody, though, we're going to bring our whole rig to DragonCon. And because, it's questionable if we should be out in public while we're there.
Sure.
We will probably do a fair number of random live shows throughout the weekend.
Right. Like the little shorts that we do once in a while. And because the show was born at DragonCon, which is
correct.
Why that endears itself to this show.
Correct. Speaking of, and we are almost done, so we're gonna call it a day. I actually had 2 other things on the list, and I say fuck them. One is office snacks. So real quick, rapid fire. What do you keep at your desk to eat?
Trail mix that I already told you about.
With
no chocolate.
No chocolate.
I make my own. I buy the individual thing. I buy banana chips. I buy raisins. I buy craisins. I buy peanuts. and I stir them all together myself.
So wait, I gotta draw attention to this. Matt informed us that the mix pack that he got had 8 Falcors in it. 8 Falcors. As it turns out, that means flavors.
Oh.
They're not 8 luck dragons.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
But also Southern Twang salt and vinegar. So we will definitely eat that on air at some point at DragonCon. So
awesome.
I have not worked at an office in almost 10 years, so I couldn't tell you what my office
You don't
snack
remember
is.
what you ate there?
My office snack. No, I stress ate. So if I didn't have anything in my desk, the office I worked in was in a shopping plaza with a Kroger.
Yeah.
So if I was feeling stressed, I would just angrily get up from my desk, go to Kroger and buy whatever just stuff it in my
grocery store, so you could have whatever.
I could have whatever. Like sometimes it was a whole Cadbury egg just stuffed in my mouth.
Well, at those times would be prior to Easter.
Yes, correct. But it was because I hated my job. And that's why I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's a good reason not to do the job is when you hate it.
And then I had I had healthy snacks on the list. You know what I'm going to say about that? Fuck
that's
that
bullshit.
shit.
Yeah,
no, we've had several beers.
That's an oxymoron.
Yeah, whatever. That's dumb. Let's just not even talk about it.
Don't even bother with them.
That's stupid.
If you need healthy snacks, just don't snack.
You want fruit? That's not a snack.
Skip your snack.
What the fuck? Just, eat whatever. All right. We are, I think we're done. Yeah,
we're out of time.
We are out of time. I hear the oven is ready for our pizza. Our Bill has a pizza that we are having. So I do want to once again remind everybody that we have a very special episode next week. We're very, very excited about it. It is our second annual Opinion Con.
Can you believe we've been on the air for 2 years?
It's crazy. It's crazy talk. So our favorite part about Opinion Con is that it is literally an hour or so of inside jokes and a tribute to DragonCon TV, which is also an inside joke if you don't go to DragonCon.
Sure. So if you don't go to DragonCon and you don't know anything about it, it's probably like the show you're going to want to check out on.
But also, you should watch it anyway because DragonCon is awesome and we have a lot of fun.
That's right. Yeah.
Though this year is going to be weird.
Amy and Albert, you watch anyway.
Watch anyway. Do that shit. But we are very excited. We have a lot of treats, a lot of special things for you next week. We're excited about it. So whether you know what it is or not, you'll at least see our enthusiasm.
There you go.
That's what it comes down to, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So I suppose, we don't, by the way, we normally do mailbag and things that are extra, but we didn't have any of those this week.
And we're out of time.
We're out of time. So we're going to go eat pizza now. So Bill, will you take us away?
I will. Bill Has Opinions is engineered and produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are those of his alone, unless Laura shook her head in agreement, in which case they both thought that was a thing to think, I guess, and vice versa. And they're definitely not the opinions of the Purple Onion, who we gave a shout out to.
No, not at all, because the Purple Onion's owned by his wife, and she definitely.
No, she disagrees with me an awful lot.
Really, a
lot. So anyway, if you want to talk about us on social media, be sure to hashtag Opinion Gang. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube, and be sure to follow us on Facebook. And I guess our OnlyFans is only up for the next month.
That was funnier
so
than it should have been.
Lewds while you can. Otherwise,
Also, extra credit for anyone who goes to OnlyFans and search Bill Has Opinions.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what it is. If you find it.
Right.
Let us know what that is. Hashtag Opinion Gang.
Okay. Yeah, so that's that. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week for a very special live edition of Bill Has Opinions. See you all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.